You slide out of your mother, somewhere in Spain, and drop straight onto the dry ground with your legs folding under you. Your mother steps away almost immediately, moving toward a patch of grass a few meters away, so you have to get up on your own. You try to push your front legs straight, but they buckle and you go down again with your chin hitting the dirt. So you try again, this time pushing harder with your back legs first, and you get halfway up before your front legs slide apart and you drop a second time. On the third attempt, you lock your knees quickly and stay up, standing with your legs spread wide and your whole body swaying with the effort. You need milk, so you walk toward your mother with your legs still unsteady under you. But before you reach her, a large mule from the herd steps between the two of you and lowers its head toward you, pushing its nose into your side and shoving you sideways. You stumble but stay up, then walk around it and try again from the other side. The mule moves again, cutting you off and pressing harder this time, so you plant your feet and push back into its shoulder with your full weight until it steps aside and lets you through. You reach your mother and drink. A few hours later, the herd starts moving across the grassland and you have to follow. Your legs are stronger now but still short, so you fall behind quickly with the adults pulling further ahead. You push into a run, your legs choppy and uneven, until you reach the back of the group and tuck in close to your mother's side. The land around you is wide and open, and the herd keeps moving without slowing down for you. You are a few weeks old now, and you have started moving away from your mother for short stretches on your own. One afternoon, you wander further than usual, following a small path between two dry bushes, and when you turn around, the herd is gone. You walk back the way you came, but the path looks the same in every direction, so you stop and look around. A large draft horse is standing alone nearby, so you walk toward it because you need to follow something. But it ignores you completely, turning its body away and walking in the opposite direction, so you follow it anyway for a while before it moves too fast and disappears over a rise. You are alone now, so you lower your head and look at the ground, finding the hoof prints pressed into the dry dirt. You follow them slowly, stepping from one print to the next, and the trail curves around a long rocky outcrop before opening onto the wide grassland where the herd is grazing. You walk straight toward your mother and stay close to her side for the rest of the afternoon. But the next day you wander again, a little further this time, and the day after that, even further. Each time you find your way back by following the tracks in the dirt. Your legs are getting stronger and your steps more even, and the gap between you and the adults is closing. Soon the herd will move to a new area, and the ground there will be nothing like this. You are 3 months old now, and the herd has been walking since early morning, moving toward a new grazing area further west. You stay near the middle of the group as the grassland gives way to a wide river cutting across the path. The adults walk straight in without stopping, their legs pushing through the current with their bodies steady above the water. You stop at the edge and watch them go, with the water pulling at the legs of the ones closest to you. You need to cross, so you step in with your front feet first, but the ground under the water shifts and the current pushes against your legs, knocking you sideways and dragging you downstream before you can get your footing, then scramble back up onto the bank with mud covering your knees. You watch the last few adults cross, studying the angle they take into the current, and then you go in again. This time you lean your body into the flow and keep your legs driving forward without stopping, and you reach the other side with the water still pulling at your belly. You climb out and shake the mud from your legs. The new grazing area is thick with plants you have never seen before, so you pull a mouthful of a low, broad-leafed plant and chew it. It is bitter enough that you spit it straight out and take a long step back from it. You graze around it instead, staying close to the plants the adults are eating. The herd settles here for several days, and you eat well. But this area sits close to the edge of a forest, and something lives inside it that the adults have already noticed. You are 8 months old now, and you have grown enough that you no longer fall behind when the herd moves. You are grazing near the edge of the group when the adults nearest to you lift their heads at the same time and stand still. Then the ones on the outside start moving inward, pressing together with their shoulders touching and their back legs turned outward. You are standing just outside the circle when the dogs appear at the edge of the grassland, 4 of them moving low and spreading apart to cover more ground. You need to get inside the circle, so you run toward the nearest gap between 2 mares, but they are already pressed tight against each other with no space between them. You move along the outside of the group looking for another way in, with the dogs tracking the edge of the herd and watching for anything separated from the rest. One of them breaks away from the others and moves toward you directly, so you kick your back legs out at it and it stops, then circles wide and tries to come in from the other side. A gap opens between a mare and an older mule as they shift their weight, so you drive yourself through it and get inside the circle. The dogs work the outside for a while, then pull back and sit at a distance. The herd stays in formation until the dogs are gone, then slowly spreads apart again. You stay near the center for the rest of the day, and the next time the adults lift their heads, you lift yours too. You are 1.5 years old now, and your body has filled out into something between horse and donkey, with your legs longer than a donkey's but your frame still compact and wide through the chest. The herd grazes along the bank of a shallow stream, and the grass there is thicker and greener than anywhere else in the area. The spot closest to the water is taken by the dominant mare, a tall brown horse who has held that position for as long as you have been alive. But you are hungry, and the grass there is better, so you walk toward her and lower your head to eat at the edge of her patch. She moves toward you immediately with her ears flat against her head, so you hold your ground and keep eating. Then she swings her body around and kicks out with her back legs, catching you across the shoulder and sending you stumbling sideways into the dirt. You get up and walk to the outer edge of the grazing area where the grass is thinner, and you eat there instead. Over the next few days, you test the edges of the herd's order, moving toward better patches and reading how each animal reacts before pushing further. Some step aside, others pin their ears, and you back off. You learn which animals hold their ground and which ones move, and you start finding the better patches without walking into another kick. The herd's order doesn't change, but your place within it is becoming clearer, and further out, past the edge of the grassland, a dry season is already pulling the water out of the ground. You are 3 years old now, and the grassland has been drying out for weeks with the stream reduced to a thin trickle and the ground cracking apart under your hooves. The herd needs water, so it starts moving east toward higher ground where a water source was found years ago. The path there cuts through a long stretch of rocky terrain that rises steeply before dropping into a narrow pass between two ridges. The horses at the front of the herd slow down as the ground gets steeper and the rocks get loose under their hooves, with several of them stumbling and stopping to find better footing. But your legs are built differently, shorter and more careful, and your hooves grip the uneven surface without slipping. So you move to the front of the group without thinking about it, picking your way through the rocks with your body low and your steps short and deliberate. The younger horses follow behind you, copying the path your hooves take through the safest parts of the terrain. You lead them through the narrow pass and down the other side where the ground levels out, and on the far side a wide pool of water sits between the rocks. The herd drinks for a long time. You drink too, standing at the edge with the others crowding in around you. This is the first time the herd has followed you anywhere, and it will not be the last time the terrain asks something of you that the horses cannot give. You are 5 years old now, and a mare in the herd has been staying close to you for 2 days, walking near you when the group moves and grazing at the same patches. Your body responds to her presence the way a stallion's would, so you start moving around her in wide circles, the way you have seen the horses do, stepping slowly and keeping your head low. She stays still and lets you circle, so you move closer and try to get alongside her. But she walks forward and you follow, matching her pace and staying at her shoulder. You try again, moving to her side and pressing close, and she stops walking. So you put your front legs up onto her back and hold your position for a moment. Then she steps forward and walks away, going back to the main group and grazing beside the other mares. You stand where she left you for a while, then walk back to the herd and graze. Nothing comes of it, and nothing will. Your body goes through the motions, but the result is always the same. The other stallions in neighboring areas will produce foals this season. You will not, but you are strong, sure-footed, and trusted by the herd, and for now, that is enough to keep your place. You are 14 years old now, and your body is slower to recover after long days of walking. The herd is moving along a steep hillside above a dry valley, picking its way across a section of loose rock that sits at an angle above a long drop. You are near the back of the group, taking the same line the others took, when your left front hoof comes down on a flat rock that slides out from under you. Your body tips sideways and your other legs scramble for grip but find nothing solid, so you go down onto your side with your legs kicking against the slope. The loose rock moves with you as you slide, gathering speed down the hillside with your legs unable to stop it. You hit the base of the slope hard and come to a stop in the dry dirt below. The herd continues along the ridge above you with their hooves scraping across the rock as they move, and not one of them stops or turns back. The dust from the slope settles over you slowly, and you do not get up.